Welcome back to Al's Kitchen. Isn't it great to be inside? No more cold outside Balti cooking. This week I'm going to be giving you something really exciting and something super easy, something that you've all been asking for. Curries without base gravy. Now you remember back when I had Aaron Jacks in the kitchen and he cooked a massive garlic chili chicken. Yeah, it had base gravy, but the most important thing about that curry is that it was family sized. So I'm going to be doing a little series of family sized curries, some with no base, authentic, Desi style, some with base. I haven't yet thought about what recipes I'm going to be doing, but today I have. And today I'm going to be cooking an authentic Pakistani chicken karai. And the special thing about this karai is it can be cooked in 30 minutes. That's right, and it will feed lots of the family. Now this one is going to be a portion size for three people. I will be doing the curries to feed between 3, 5 or 6. Today's one's going to serve 3 adults or a greedy child. I've just poured my first pint of wet February. Yes, dry January was totally miserable. I got to the 28th of January before I poured my first pint. I couldn't take it anymore. I did have a cheat day, I'm not going to lie. I had a pint of Guinness in Toby Carvery. Who can't have a pint of Guinness with their roast dinner, right? That's like having a roast without Yorkshire puddings, having fish without chips, or a burger without fries. But today I'm the winner because I've just pulled myself a nice pint of Hertog Jan that's been sitting in my keg for a whole month waiting for me to pour. The top's gone flat. This is my second. Cheers to you. Now, as this is an authentic karai, purist's karai, there's no onions. So don't put onions in it. It's a cheap way of bulking up the karai if you absolutely wish, but authentic karais don't have onions in them. And another reason why is because onions make you karai. Don't do it. So let's cut to the chase. Right, I've got here 8 large vine ripened tomatoes. Now with this recipe, it's all about the tomatoes. So you really don't want to skimp on the quality. Get the vine ripened ones. Don't get salad tomatoes. If you want your karai to taste tasteless, waste your money, get a salad tomato. But we've gone for the vine ripened tomatoes. They're nice and plump, juicy and red. Now in grams, between 500 and 600 grams, I've got 8 large vine ripened tomatoes. And all you do is you just cut them in half. Simple. Right, this curry will also use between 4 and 10 green finger chillies. I've gone for 8 finger chillies. I want it on the hotter side, but adjust that yourself according to your own taste. It's a vibrant red curry, a karai, so we need a good quality Kashmiri chilli powder. Now I've just written a blog on my Facebook page, go check it out, explaining that all Kashmiri chilli powders aren't the same. In actual fact, a lot of Kashmiri chilli powders, if you look at the ingredients, it says contains a mix of chilies, not just Kashmiri. And in some cases, the worst quality ones contain a very low percentage of Kashmiri. And one I can recommend, but not just this one alone, is this lovely Everest Kashmiri Lal. It's 100% Kashmiri. Let me bring it to the camera. And this will impart a very mild but deep red colour, which is what you want in this type of curry. So I'll be using a heaped teaspoon of that. Here we have 2 teaspoons of salt. Here I have half a teaspoon of good quality garam masala. Here I have 2 teaspoons of coarsely ground black pepper. Now I've used fresh black peppercorns because they're really pungent, they really release a nice vibrant flavour, and they're coarsely ground. You don't really want a fine powder of black pepper in this dish. Here I have 1 teaspoon of cumin powder, 2 teaspoons of coriander powder. I have 3 tablespoons of garlic and ginger paste. This is from the frozen cubes. I've added 3 cubes. Do not use the jarred stuff or the pastes from tubes. It either has to be the frozen one that comes in blocks or fresh. As long as you get 3 tablespoons of the mixed ginger garlic, that's what you need. Here I have 2 tablespoons of ordinary butter. We're going to be using 2 tablespoons of natural Greek yogurt. And to dress the curry, I've got some coriander, which I'm yet to chop, and some nice slices of fresh ginger that's going to garnish the karai, and this goes on at the end. Make sure you do very fine slivers. The last thing you want is like French fry ginger strips on the top. It's just going to be too much of an overpowering ingredient. I've got around 100 ml of vegetable oil, and I've got 600 grams of chicken thigh. Now you can use chicken breast, but it's going to be a little on the dry side as breast is. I always go for the thigh. It's got a little more fat on it, chicken fat, which gives you a nice flavour, and it really gives a lovely taste to the gravy. There's no water, there's no base gravy. Literally all the ingredients we have here is all we need. Right, let's crack on. Right, so let's get our pan nice and hot, and you need to be putting your chicken into nice hot oil. Let's get this oil nice and hot. You can use a little more oil if you want. You know, in Pakistan, India, they don't skimp on the oil. They use it to cook out all the flavours, all the spices, cook down their curries nicely, and then they'll just skim off the oil at the end if they need to. So once your oil's nice and hot, in goes the chicken. Coat it in the oil. In go all these lovely juicy tomatoes. You'll be really surprised how this curry develops. In go the chillies. In goes the ginger garlic paste. And last but not least, in goes the salt and the coriander. I'll give that a good stir. Right, and what we do is we turn the heat down to a medium heat so it doesn't catch, and we put the lid on and we will come back in 10 minutes. Right, while we're waiting for that to cook, let me tell you about my new website that I'm launching right now. I'll leave all the comments in the description box below. Go check it out. It's got everything in one place. My Instagram account, all my YouTube videos can be found there, and there's all these subcategories so you can find the ones you want. You know, the old classics, the hot, the authentic style with no base gravy. There's even a shop where you can buy some spices, some kitchenware, some aprons, blah, blah, blah. Go and check it out. I'll leave the link in the description box below. And I want to thank Russ Michaels for helping me with this website, in actual fact building it. If you want to check him out, if you're business minded and you've got something going on in your life that requires a website, go check him out. He's absolutely amazing, he's great to work with, and I've enjoyed my project working with him. Go check him out. I'll leave all the links in the description box below. Right, so 10 minutes up, let's see what we got. Right, as you can see, all the tomatoes have released all their natural juices. This is why you don't need any more juice or gravy. And at 10 minutes, only enough time for me to write a riddle and have a Tommy Tiddle. So what we do now is we smash down all of the tomatoes, a bit like you do when you make a chili con carne or a spaghetti bolognese and you have to break down all the mince. So spend a bit of time breaking down all those tomatoes, and while you're doing that you can think about whether you're going to have another beer or maybe even a cup of tea. So smash them down, won't take too long. Oh, that's so satisfying. Take all your stress out. And the other thing is, the skins are on the tomatoes. Some people, I can imagine that's going to irritate. Doesn't bother me, you can just pick them all out at the end because they pretty much float to the top. And I just eat the whole lot, to be honest. I don't leave anything. Smash them down some more, and there you go. I mean, you've got your base there, but it's not yet alive. This curry comes alive once we add all our lovely spices. This is actually now one of my favourite curries because it's such a simple curry and it's done so quick. And you don't really have to wait long to have a homemade curry, you know. In the time it takes you to order a takeaway, you could be eating your own curry. Obviously they're going to break down some more, so we'll leave it at that. So all we're going to add now is the Kashmiri red chili powder. Wow, beautiful and pure. The black pepper, the cumin coriander, garam masala and the butter. And this is going to add a nice silkiness to the gravy. Right, so let's turn that all in. Mix that all up nice and gently. And what we're going to do now is the next 10 minutes, and I'm going to put it on timer to prove you this really is a quick curry. 10. We're going to simmer that down nice and gently, thicken up that lovely Karai gravy. So let me get on with this and I'll be back in another 10. So there we go, that's the second 10 minutes. Not even enough time to jump in the hot tub or go down the pub. So here we go, as you can see, it's gone a nice velvety red. So that's 20 minutes in total. I said 30 minutes, didn't I? Okay, so that last 10 minutes is called the Perfecto Zone. This is where you're going to perfect the curry and reduce it down to the consistency that you like and that is acceptable. Now I must tell you, water is the enemy of curry. Water is the enemy of your Karai. So you want to reduce all that residual water that comes out of the tomato only to leave the nice thick concentrate. So now at this stage, turn the flame down nice and low. It's been cooking on a low to medium all this time, just so we get those bubbles on the top. And look at that, that gravy is lovely and thick. Just as I remember it in a restaurant when I used to go to Birmingham. I don't know if you lot remember a restaurant near the quayside, I think it was called Blue Mango. They used to do a Karai just like this. I think that is looking near to where I want it to be. Maybe give it another couple of minutes. But what we're going to do is what you would do is you'd do something called Buno the dish or Boona the dish. Obviously, if you're used to your chicken booners, you know that they are semi-dry dishes, and that's what we want the Karai to be. So I'm just going to whack the flame up for just like 1 minute, full flame, and we're going to really reduce those tomatoes down and really sweeten them. Right, let me get my LED light just to give you a better look of the colours I'm seeing. That's beautiful, look at that. That's absolutely beautiful. That is absolutely sizzling gorgeousness. Now by this time, after your second pint, everything's starting to feel really good in your life anyway. Feel nice and relaxed, nice and chilled. My facial muscles are nice and soft and relaxed. Just going to sip this as I watch those bubbles fade to nothing. We're going to let that cool down just for 5 minutes, and then we're going to add our Greek yogurt. Now you might be thinking, well, why have you got to wait 5 minutes? Well, to be honest, I want you to be safe. And what I mean by that is I don't want you to throw that yogurt in when it's red hot and it's going to split and it's going to curdle like a scrambled egg in a tomato soup. So what you want to do is you want to let the curry fall to below a certain temperature, and I think 5 minutes is a nice time to allow that to happen. And then we're going to stir in 2 tablespoons of natural Greek yogurt, and then it's ready to serve. So then I'll be back in 5. Right, so 5 minutes up, and look at this curry, lovely colour, nice and cool. Now we're going to add the 2 tablespoons of natural yogurt. Purists would say don't add yogurt. I like it. So again, if you're happy with what you've got now, leave it. But I've always liked the yogurt in a Karai, and I'm going to add my 2 tablespoons. And it adds, for me, it just kind of makes the flavour more savoury and gives a nice body to the gravy. So anyway, so it's not going to split, it's nice and cool. So let's turn that in. Give that a nice mix. No, you might just want to add 1 tablespoon, that might be enough for you. Don't be afraid to do what suits you. That is done, and I'm going to serve it up. From 1 large Karai bowl to an authentic copper, hammer pressed, authentic Karai bowl. Make sure it's nice and tidy on the edges. There we go. Give it a shake, even things out. Right, here we go. This is like my little studio here, isn't it? A nice little bit of coriander, fresh ginger. Remember, you want them to be nice and thin. Look at that, look at the skill in cutting that little slice, eh? You don't even see worms as thin as that. Not even the worms that join Weight Watchers. Right, now it's time for the taste test. Make sure my mic's working. Right, let's stimulate those taste receptors first. Look at that piece of tomato in there. It's like a sun-dried tomato, full of richness and intensity. Here we go. That is something divine. That is absolutely intensely delicious. And in less than 30 minutes, we produced this curry. I've had a great time. I really enjoyed the cooking. Motivate yourself. Earn your reward. Get that dopamine release. I'm going to pair this with some lovely VT long grain raspberry. We'll start again. I'm going to pair this with some lovely VT long grain basmati rice. Anyway, I've enjoyed keeping company with you. I'll be back very soon. So if there's any curry you want to see on the show, let me know in the comments below. I'm Al, and I'm out of here.